cards.
The 5 on the right go in the deck now. The 5 on the left go into the deck after you beat the mini boss.
Okay, so
Deck.
where legendaries go in.
No, not the legendaries. That's when we
I
do
see.
the yeah.
I see.
So the deck that only has the white stuff, so the top
The
right,
normie stuff.
yeah, that goes in the deck now.
Okay.
Okay, so
Find the common treasure cards in each chosen card's 5 class treasure cards. Shuffle them together to form the treasure deck, and place it face down on the treasure deck section of the bonfire.
Wait, say that last part again? Put them on the bottom?
On the bonfire tile, we shuffle our common treasures into the treasure deck, starting off, and then put them next to the bonfire.
We mix them though?
pretty sure.
That's what it says.
Yeah. So who's Harold?
Man.
All right. Fingers in, and Warrior. Okay, this one goes in as well. All right, and then we shuffle it. Nice. All right, so we have that set, and now we're technically ready to start, but we don't know how to actually plays yet. So now we should watch more, right? We're good.
I guess so.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Bonus of 16 souls going into your soul cache. If you're joining as a party, you don't get this bonus.
Okay, that's enough for your solo. Okay.
So let's quickly go over the information on your character board. As I mentioned, each character will have a unique heroic action in the upper left corner. You can keep track of whether or not you've used this action with this heroic action token.
Oh, okay.
You can only use your heroic action once per spark. Spark being the number on this dial. So you can use this heroic action whenever you'd like, as long as it follows the rules of your specific action. Here at the bottom is an Estus flask. During your activation, at any point, you could choose to drink your Estus flask, and it will cause you to recover all endurance and all health taken. And lastly, this luck token can be used at any time to re-roll a single dice you have rolled. This can be during your turn or during the enemy's. And as I said, these only reset after you die or choose to rest at a bonfire, thereby reducing the spark count.
Okay, that makes sense.
These stats here in the bottom right corner show you which equipment you're allowed to equip, as each equipment card here has stat requirements.
Oh.
You must meet the minimum stat requirements
Just
in
like
order to
Dark
equip
Souls.
any item. As I mentioned, you start the game with your base stats filled out. If you would like to advance your stats in order to equip better gear, you must pay souls in order to do so. To advance from base to tier 1, you must pay 2 souls. To advance from tier 1 to tier 2, you must pay 4 souls. And to advance from tier 2 to tier 3, you must pay 8 souls. But once your stats
2,
have been
4, 8.
increased,
Okay.
they remain so
Okay.
permanently until the end of the game. So let's go over the information on a piece of equipment. If you have a weapon like this,
What about New Game Plus?
each weapon will have a range in the upper left corner, 0 being the space that you are directly on.
You're right. What about New Game Plus?
Top right shows whether or not it's a treasure deck card or a character starting card. To the left, stat requirements. You must meet these in order to equip it. To the right, whether or not this card takes up 1 hand or 2 hands.
Okay. What about the other thing below it?
Two-handed cards looking like this.
Dark Souls.
Oh, okay.
Below that, whether or not the game came in the Dark Souls core game or any expansion.
Oh, that's smart.
And then some weapon cards might have multiple different attacks.
Oh, those are different attacks?
Like
Depending on
thrusting
how
or
much
heavy
stamina
attack.
you use to perform the attack
Oh, stamina.
will have a different attack profile. And so this will show you which dice you're rolling and any additional modifiers.
R1s for days.
At the bottom, you'll see whether or not this card contributes dice to your physical defense, your magical defense, your dodge capability, and whether or not this item can equip multiple upgrade cards.
This fucking Hero Quest,
Armor
dude.
follows the same rules, except of course it won't have an attack profile and has an armor icon instead of a hand icon to show you where this piece of equipment goes on your character.
Right.
Talking real quickly about upgrade cards, you'll see that they also have stat requirements and have a different icon in the upper left corner to show whether or not they upgrade armor or upgrade weapons. And of course the bottom will show their specific benefits. So how exactly do you equip these upgrades onto your cards?
Oh.
Well, if your cards have slots for upgrades, in this case this assassin armor would not, but if you had, say instead, this shadow armor, you'll see that it has a 2 under its upgrade slots, meaning that you can equip up to a maximum of 2 upgrades to that piece of equipment. When you're equipping armor upgrades, you must meet the stat requirements as usual, and you may freely attach it under your armor. Just like that.
That's a cool idea.
Whoa.
And if at any point you decide that you no longer need it, you may freely remove it, replace it, trade it, do whatever you'd like.
Oh, we can trade.
However, if you're upgrading a weapon, such as this holy sword, it only has 1 slot available for upgrades. So if you decide to upgrade it, the upgrade to which you attach to it is permanently attached to that weapon.
Permanently, okay.
It cannot be removed. If you decide to trade this to one of your allies, they must also meet the stat requirements for the weapon and any upgrades associated with it.
Okay. I can get it.
So make sure you're 100% positive when you want to upgrade a weapon, as those are permanent. While drawing through the treasure deck, you might find an ember. If you do, it says to immediately discard it and to take an ember token and place it on your character. This of course may be given to any character amongst the party, and there's a spot for it on your character board. You cannot have more than 1 ember token. If it happens to be the case that everyone in your party has an ember token and you draw another ember card, you must instead shuffle it back into the treasure deck and draw a new treasure card. But what's the benefit of the ember token?
It's like another spark, right?
If at any point your character suffers 3 or more damage from an attack, you reduce the damage by 1, so it helps in your defense. However, if the characters die, you lose the ember token. So let's move on to the meat of the game, and then we'll talk about the actions a player can take on the bonfire tile. The players choose an adjacent tile to travel to, and then flip the card on that tile. Each card will show you which monsters and tokens to place on the tile and specifically where. Here it shows that we'll need a hollow soldier and a hollow crossbowman and place it onto the single sword node on the tile. Then we'll need another hollow soldier and a hollow crossbowman at the 2-sword node on the tile. The starburst node will be empty, and the last remaining node will have a treasure chest token.
Really
Gather all the monster models as denoted by the encounter card and their stat cards. It's possible for some encounter cards to have these arrows at the bottom, which means that it'll be a trap encounter. If this is the case, you'll need to find the trap tokens, shuffle them, and deal them to all the remaining empty normal nodes on the tile that are not along the wall of a doorway. So, these are not valid spots, nor here, nor here. So you would place traps.
A lot of traps.
As such. But seeing as this encounter is not a trap encounter, I will not need these. The other icons you can find are icons for barrels and gravestones. All of these tokens block that node, so characters and monsters cannot move on top of them. However, barrels can be moved on top of only if the character moving on top of it, whether it be from a run, a walk, or a dodge, they must spend an extra stamina in order to move onto the barrel node. And once they do, that barrel node is considered destroyed.
Oh, you roll into
so
it.
Now may freely be walked upon.
Wow.
But you won't have to worry about that here. After the encounter has been set up, the characters then place themselves along the nodes that were adjacent to the doorway they came from. A single node may only carry a maximum of 3 models. If an extra model for any reason, be it enemy or ally, attempts to go into that spot, they must first push out another model before being able to enter. But anyway, the heroes make their decisions on which nodes
You guys just
they
want to
would
play
like
Dark
to be
Souls?
on when they enter the encounter.
Yeah.
And then the group decides for one player to receive the aggro token.
Who's our
Aggro,
tank?
of course, meaning that they will probably become a high priority target for the monsters.
So many
So be sure to give it to
tokens.
someone you believe will survive the first round of the
No.
encounter. Because 1, the monsters will activate first before the heroes, and 2, if any character dies at any point
This is
during
a
an
great
encounter,
deal.
all characters go back to the bonfire and all the tiles reset.
What?
So now that the players have entered the tile, it is time for the monsters to activate. You'll look at the stat cards for the monsters on the tile, and they will activate in order from threat highest to least. If we look at a monster stat card, we'll see the threat in the upper left corner, their health in the upper right, the icon for that monster below that. To the left is the monster's range. In the middle and on the left is the monster's physical defense value. To the right of that, their magical defense value. On the far right, their dodge difficulty rating. And at the bottom here is their behavior. When performing a monster's behavior, you would do it
D-pad.
from left to right. So in this example, the hollow soldiers will attack
Jesus
first.
Christ.
Players, of course, will choose which one to activate amongst those, and must complete their activation entirely before moving on to another monster. So here, the players can decide to move this hollow soldier first. And if we read their behavior, we see that they are trying to move one space closer to the nearest character. The other icon you can find is that they're moving in relation to the character with the aggro token. So here they're trying to move to the character that is closest. It might be difficult at first to see how these nodes connect to one another, but look at it like this. If you take this board, turn it, now you see that it is a simple 3x3 grid, just turned on its side a bit.
Uh-huh.
So that means this soldier can move to any of these adjacent nodes for one space. Now they're trying to move towards the character that is nearest. So you must first determine the monster's target, and this target will remain the same throughout this monster's entire activation. So the nearest character, following the shortest path, could be any of the characters here. So if there's a tie between 2 or more characters, priority goes to the character with the aggro token. If the character with the aggro token is not amongst those who are tied for nearest character, it then goes to the character with the higher threat value. A character's threat value is the number to the left of that character's
Holy
class.
shit.
So this hollow soldier has to
I
move
am
one
not
space
going to
closer
retain all
to the
this.
character that is nearest to them, and in this scenario it would be the character with the aggro
Oh,
token.
shit.
But
So
how
what game are we
that
playing
monster
again?
moves is completely up to the players. As long as it moves
Really
them
difficult
one space
D&D.
closer, it's not possible.
You want to just play D&D?
So we have 2 valid destinations for
This is
that.
how 4th edition was? Everyone hated 4th
Moving to
edition.
either of these nodes would only put them one space away from the character that they're targeting.
Yo, Snake, start up a one
So
shot.
it's
Let's
up
go,
to the
homie.
players to determine how they want to move the
boy.
monsters, and this is where half the strategy is. Then, according to this monster's behavior, it will attack the nearest character, which is still determined by the character they target initially at the beginning of their action. If the icon here has swords, it'll be a physical attack, and the number is how much damage they'll do. If the attack icon has these swirls, it'll be a magical attack. However, this hollow soldier's range is only 0, meaning it can only attack characters on the node it is on. So, the monster moves forward, tries to attack, does not have the range, and so misses. However, the other hollow soldier has the range. If the monster is of course trying to move towards its target and it is already on the node which its target is on, then it doesn't move and will instead perform the rest of its actions. So here, the hollow soldier will attack the knight, and the knight has a choice.
Tell me about
Tell me
the
about the
knight's equipment.
choice.
The knight could choose to block or to dodge this attack, and this remains true for all attacks. Players can choose to dodge or to block. If you choose to block, you must find all the dice
I never
and
asked
the
for
equipment
this.
you have currently
How many
equipped
fucking dice are there?
and see their block rating.
Holy shit, I never asked for this.
There's like
So
5
here,
dice
The
colors,
knight
by the
has
way.
their armor, which contributes 1 blue, and the shield, which contributes 1 black. And because this is a physical attack,
Sorry,
that's
4.
the value we're looking for. If they were being targeted by a magical attack, you'd have to look at the magical resistance value and gather those dice instead. If you choose to dodge,
One
you
of
must
this
gather
cutter
a number of
losses.
dodge dice equal to the dodge rating of all the items.
I feel like this
you
game
have
really needs a
equipped.
GM.
But here, as the
Like,
knight
I see how they try to
icons
I see how they try
and
to
the equipment they
automate the
have,
GM
they of
process
course
by
will
giving
choose to
like
block
each
instead.
monster its own like mechanic and like behavior.
Yeah.
Blocking doesn't require
But
stamina.
holy
You
shit.
simply gather dice from your equipment, roll them, and reduce the damage by the number you rolled. So here, the Hollow Soldier attacked for 4 damage, and the damage was reduced by 4. So the knight suffers no damage. A perfect block. If
Good
they
job,
did
Knight.
suffer damage,
Who the
they
fucking
would
chat
take a
said this
number
is
of
fun?
red cubes
Who the
equal
fuck
to the
said that?
damage
Who did it?
suffered, and fill them in on their endurance tracker at the bottom of their board. Damage fills in from the right, going towards the left.
Uh-huh.
Whenever a character uses stamina, they'll take black cubes and fill in their tracker from the left, going towards the right.
Oh shit, I'm
If at
sorry.
any point all the spaces on this tracker has been filled, that character is dead.
I said it. That's a good edit.
Now let me tell you about
So
curses.
proper management of your health and your stamina usage will be the difference between life and death in this game. If you choose to dodge, dodging always costs you 1 stamina. So after you've determined, I'm going to dodge, first you pay the stamina. Then you are able to move your character,
Set
One
Dark
basic
Souls to
node.
install.
and lastly, you then roll to see whether or not
Let's
you
see what
successfully
finishes
dodge.
first.
Congrats, you take no damage. If you don't, and you roll blanks,
Probably do like the
then you
first
take
2 bosses
the full
too.
force of the damage. It's an all or nothing gamble when it comes to dodging, but it's up to you.
This
to
ain't a
determine
beer,
whether or
but I
not the
wish it
risks
was.
are worth it. But anyway, the rest of the monsters will activate, performing their actions, and the character will block or dodge
Oh my
appropriately,
God.
and potentially suffering damage as the monsters activate. Once all the monsters have activated, now the heroes get to make their counterattack. If this is the first activation in the entire
Oh boy, I
game,
hope bosses aren't
the
fucking
players
complicated.
are free to pick whoever goes first, and they will give the first player token to that character. However, after this token has been given to someone, the turn order will then proceed clockwise around the table
Okay.
and will remain this way for the rest of the game. So when it is your turn, you will perform the following steps. First, you will recover 2 stamina from your character board if you have any stamina on it. Only stamina, not health. Then, you will take the aggro token for yourself.
Wait, what?
Thirdly, you may swap items in your inventory between your hand slots.
I never
so
asked
you
for
have
this.
multiple weapons for different situations. Then you move on with your proper activation. When you activate, you may move and attack, or attack and move. So be sure to take that into account when performing your actions. When you move, you're able to move 1 node for free.
Okay.
And then you may perform 1 attack with each weapon you have in your currently equipped hand slots. Here, the hero would like to attack with their spear, and they can choose which attack they'd like to perform. If they spend 3 stamina, they can use the bottom action here. 1 black dice plus 1, however that action cannot be performed on a monster that is at range 0 from them. So they choose to target this hollow crossbowman. They simply gather the dice, roll them, and apply any modifiers. Here they roll 2, and that attack is a
Tell
physical
me
attack.
about
So we
it.
look at the monster's stat card, and we see that their physical defense value is 1. So they reduce the incoming damage by 1.
Okay.
I rolled a 2, and because of the attack that I used, it even gives it a +1 modifier, meaning I rolled 3. -1 means that there is 2 damage remaining, and this crossbow hollow only has 1 health. So it is defeated and removed from the board.
Okay.
After one character is activated,
Congrats,
it
dude.
will then be the
Do you
monster's
get
turn
anything for
again,
killing them?
and player will continue to proceed for the heroes in clockwise order, as I mentioned. So let's talk
Assuming
about
that's what the treasure
other
chest is going to
situations
be
that can
for.
arise here. As I mentioned, you get to move once
Oh,
for free.
yeah.
If you would like to move an additional time, you can do so by spending 1 stamina for each additional node you would like to move. Other icons you'll find on certain monsters is this push icon in the upper left corner. It can be attached to movement, or it can be attached to attacks. So let's say we had this large hollow soldier here with this herald, and now the large hollow soldier activates. It is trying to move towards the nearest character, and it'll push them, and when it does, it'll deal 5 damage to them.
Holy shit!
Well, if you're already on the node, what happens? Well, first it pushes you for free, and you're able to pick any of the adjacent spots and place your character there. However, this push doesn't cause you to take damage. This is simply to kind of get you off the node so that then it can perform its proper movement. 1 space towards the nearest character. Then it moves,
Uh-huh.
and then you're given the choice to block or dodge this push. If you block it, you of course take your dice, roll it, reduce the damage, but then because the attack move still hits you, you still suffer the push, meaning you get pushed to another adjacent node of your choosing. But if you dodge it, you will of course move yourself however which way you like, and if you are successful, you don't take the push because you weren't hit by it. But if you dodge and were unsuccessful and unfortunately take the hit, the full brunt of it, you also get pushed again. The same sort of rules apply with an attack.
But if you're also playing
Only
on a
if you
full
are
moon,
hit
you
by the
become a
attack
werewolf, and
you
you're
suffer the
essentially
push.
playing Bloodborne at that point.
Dodge, and therefore don't take the hits, you don't suffer the push. Another icon you'll see on this attack card is this icon in the lower left corner.
27 minutes in.
That icon
Oh my
means
god,
that
dude.
it will attack
Dude, there's no way.
all characters
There's no
on that
way.
node. Only the player characters. Monsters don't attack each other.
Pull the
This
plug
doesn't
on
make
it.
certain
Alright,
that
we
attack the nearest player,
can't. We'll cut our
one of
losses,
them
dude.
being
I'm cutting. I pulled out, dude. It's.
You know,
it
I'm not sure if I
seems-
feel bad for the player or the guy who invented this board game.
Oh my god! Like it seems cool.
It just seems too much.
It seems like so much, dude. Let's play Hero Quest.
There's too much shit going on.
I'm sure Hero... Is that the one with the VHS?
I don't know about that, but it's the one that one guy made that video about like Hero Quest
Hero
is
Quest.
amazing.
The best game ever!
Best game.
The best part about Hero Quest is the quest.
And you're the hero on it. Dude, I'd fucking play Hero Quest so hard, dude.
If I can get that guy explaining it to me, I'm down.
Hell fucking yeah, man. Oh, man. Fuck. That took a lot out of me.
It seemed like
already.
it'd be a neat board game if it was automated.
Yeah,
Like if it was like a computer game where you go around with your friends online and you fight monsters.
that'd be cool.
So you're installing Dark Souls, right?
Oh,
course.
God.
I never asked for this.
How do you start a
Dude,
fight
I
club in
watched
this
porn
board
and
game?
gave myself blue balls because that was more bearable than that game tutorial.
Like,
lol.
yeah,
Jesus, Flashlight. Yo,
I'm
you guys
down, I'm
want to
down.
play the Dungeons and Dragons board game?
So Dungeons and Dragons?
No, it's the board game.
Can I be a dwarf?
Probably.
Shit, sign me up.
It has WoW models in it,
Unsign me up.
but it could be a blood elf.
Does she do the dance?
Hope so. Let me see if there is a dwarf.
Oh shit, Andre was in here. I didn't even know that. Oh shit, what's up, Firekeeper? See, we're playing Dark Souls 3.
Slip and flip. Barkeep?
Got it.
Whoa! God, that was loud for me. Fuck. What is this game? In a sec.
Hello,
Spicy
Tabletop. I'm here
Farkle.
with a new tool called Barkeep.
Bar-
It's going to allow you to add health bars to your units in your
bars
games.
to units in
I'm going to go
games?
through it as quickly as I can. I'm going to grab this
Ooh.
kobold and I'm going to set him onto the Barkeep.
Ow,
And
my
that is going to
frickin'
assign
ears.
him a health bar. Now that health bar is going to find its size, and then once it's on there, it's there to stay. You can come in by clicking in the center of it and make changes. Now it defaults at 10 hit points, but we know this kobold only starts out with 8. So I'm going to set his hit points to 8, and he's also
That's
taking
just
a
a
little
mod
bit of
for
damage.
tabletop D&D. That's cool though. Gives health bars to tokens. That's probably useful for people who do that. What the fuck?
Now a tutorial stream? There are tutorial streams? I watch me some tutorials.
Yo, there's a stalker board game.
Whoa, I bet that's real simple. How do I keep track of my rads? Am I bleeding? Or am I hungry? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, fuck, dude. Let's see. Clank with Sunken Treasure expansion.
Yeah, we should have got Tolo on the fucking Dark Souls board game. He'd probably be all for it.
Absolutely. He loves that shit. What is Kingdom Death Monster? That sounds great.
What about
Wow.
Boss Monster, whatever it's called.
Holy shit. Boss Monster?
I don't remember what it's called.
Wow, this looks complicated. Nope, never mind. What is this? This looks cute. It's called Eat Me If You Can.
Got it, girl.
4 to 6 players, simple decision game. You must decide sleep or trap against hungry wolf. If a wolf comes while you sleep, you are eaten. But even if you wait with a trap, if a wolf does not come, you will get nothing. Some said 80% of men's work is a decision. Execution is merely an appendage. The fuck does that even mean?
Merely.
But it's got cute artwork. Huh. That's kind of neat. You guys want to try it out?
What's it called?
Eat Me If You Can.
Sure. If it's anything like hungry hippos, you guys are done for.
It's like furry vor.
You.
Yeah. Look at that cute art.
How kawaii.
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 Well, alright, so how do we freaking play it? Put on music. Ooh, this is Japanese rules. Yeah. Fucking whoops. English rules. I'd have to make an account at Board Game Geek to actually look at the rules. Fuck. I know me, I won't do that. Does anyone know how to read Japanese?
Alex.
Alexu? He is in chat.
Alex, please.
Alex, come on, we need your help. Please.
Translate.
If Pluto is still here, werewolf is an option? He's not here, he's definitely sleeping. There's somebody that's no Japanese. Actually, wait, I know what we could do. Google Translate.
Nani?
Nani?
Nanny.
Google Translate. Alright, so this page. Wait, this is ends. Okay, we don't need that yet. We need the first part. Okay, preparation. Distribute sleep and traps willing cards set to each. Of the casting cards, 1 wolf, Little Red Riding Hood, 3 points, sheep, 2 points, pig, 1 point, must be used by all means. Increase the number of pigs, 1 point, when 5 to 6 people. First of all, distribute 1 cast card at random, which roll will be released immediately. What?
You heard it.
Alright, so I know
Released immediately.
we have this. So I guess we shuffle these. 4.
What about those pigs?
This is for if there's 5 to 6 people.
Oh!
So we don't need these. Okay. Okay, so I guess it's like a deception game. What are these cards on our hand?
Trap
Trap
sleep.
and sleep. Okay. Okay. Seems neat. Alright, so go ahead and draw 1 card.
Oh, dude, I got the best card.
You got a good card, dude?
I get the best card ever.
Nice, dude.
It's Trap.
I never asked
Oh,
for this.
nice.
Moshi Moshi Cry Senpai.
Oh, shit.
Wait, is your model on top of mine, Cry?
Is it?